Hello everybody, how's it going? This is Stien, and I'm back playing Agrarian Skies for another quick bonus episode. I've set all this stuff up over here for the Reverend. It's not the ideal setup, as you can see. I've got these long pipes all the way around. It's just to keep everything as separated as possible, so it's easier to see. So we'll start with... Sorry, let me just turn this music down. It's quite down. Sounds are quite high. Okay. Yeah, that music is really loud. It's loud in my ears anyway. Okay, so we've got an igneous extruder. Just making some cobblestone. Feeding into a pulverizer. This one crushes it down into gravel. The gravel goes directly into this pulverizer. The sand goes into this one. Then this pulverizer turns gravel into sand. The sand goes into here, and the dust goes into this pipe. And then this one turns the sand into dust, and the dust just goes through that pipe. And these pipes all go round to... I've got banks of 5 autonomous activators here. One at the bottom, and one around each of the sides. There's a way you can get 6 around there, but 5's enough. They just feed dust into here. It doesn't quite keep up. I've got three banks of these pulverizer setups. As you can see, this was a full resonant ender cell, energy cell, and that's nearly all gone. But anyway, so that feeds into autonomous activators, which goes into the sifts, gets pulled in by the vacuum hopper and goes up into this pipe. Now I've set this one up with no filter on, but I've whitelisted this side to just accept the pulverized versions of the ores, so that then anything that isn't a pulverized ore just goes in here, and then the pulverized ores end up in here. When you get 4, you'll see these disappear in a second. Duo packager just takes them, turns them into a block. The block goes into this chest, which goes into this chest. You don't really need all these chests. You could just have this pipe going straight in. I just had this as a holding pipe, so I can turn this off just to see how quickly they were going in there, really. As you can see, they don't take too long to start coming in. So I built myself a new high oven. I've only got two ducts. I've got one set to place the blocks in the ingots, and I've got one set to place the blocks of charcoal into the fuel. The slag comes out into this duct, and I've just got this guy pulling them out. I've got another battery up there just to keep things powered. But obviously, if you use tesseracts, you don't have to worry about the resonant ender cells. You could have all of these set up somewhere else and just have a tesseract sending the items into the auto packager, well, into a chest, and the auto packager will sort it out. When you put the auto packager down, you've got to make sure you've got this little crafting grid on the front. So the chest that you want to take the stuff from needs to be on the left of the crafting grid, and it will output to the right of the crafting grid. So if we just have a quick look in here, that's going really quickly. Quite happy with that. So I'll just set that back to get rid of all of them. Put them back into the high oven. And then I have a deep tank. As you can see, this is a huge one. It can hold 504 buckets of molten metals. There's 200 buckets in there at the moment. I thought I'd let them build up for a while. Down just to show you how quickly I can get rid of it. If we have a look at my old setup, I'm just going to turn this off for a minute so that it stops pulling the liquids out. I've got 3 casting basins for each of the 9 different metals. Yeah, there's lead there. I've got this setup here, which I showed you before my last bonus episode, you could just integrate, and I've got this set up over here. You know, this is just getting, using the AE system, it's just getting gravel and dust, and the dust is going straight to the high oven. Sorry, excuse me. And the gravel is going into this autonomous activator and getting smashed up by these hammers and turned into dust blocks, which is pretty cool. There, we've got a few in there. So I really want to leave this for a little bit longer, but I'm too excited. What have we got at the bottom? Iron. So I'm going to turn these all back on. I'll put the iron last, just to show you how quickly this will strip these liquids out of here. I have got a spare, come on. I've got a spare casting basin. As you can see, I've put a table there. You could put an ingot caster, and if you didn't want to have them in blocks, you could... Oh, no, we don't want that happening. That was my spare one. Haven't set a filter on that. So yeah, if you didn't want them into blocks, you could have them turned into ingots instead. I don't know why you'd want to do that, because the ingots are a little bit slower to make. You know, you've got to make 9 ingots for every block. But you could have them both running, so that you're making blocks and ingots. Okay, let's see how we're doing over here. So over here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, we nearly got every type there. But if we turn this one on, we see it's just going to plod along and make the iron blocks. There's quite a lot in there at the moment, but in essence, once it's running, it's faster than this one. This setup, you know, I have to wait for the molten lead. You see it's in this pipe, molten lead at the top. And this whole pipe, the whole way along, would be filled with molten lead. That's because I've only got one drain filling and connecting to all of them different kind of metals. Where this one, I have one drain for each kind of metal, and I just put a tank on top, you know, to let a little bit of the metal in, and used it to make a filter for each one. So you've got nickel, this one, platinum. So I mean, this looks like it's going really slowly at the moment, but that's because I let so much of each one build up. Just underneath here I've just got a hopper. You know, you can probably better off to have an item duct with a servo pulling them out from each one, or you could have your AE import buses or whatever you like, just taking them out. But I do like this setup a little bit more than my old setup. I will be changing. You see, I've got like 3 different export buses here. So I'll just have a chest with a tesseract, and I'll send all the stuff using AE, but into this one. If you can see, I've been doing a little bit of building work. This is going to be, it's not finished yet. I'll give you a sneak preview. But we've got my blood altar here. I thought it'd be pretty cool to put it up on some pillars. I was fed up of having it over there. What we got in here? A full stack. These don't appear to be doing anything. Oop. Just took them out. Okay. Well, let's turn these off. I'll keep the well of suffering going. I've got 2 levers there. Oops, put me fly mode back on. So the orange cable connects to the auto spawner, and the other cable connects to the master ritual stone. So then when all these guys are dead, just one more, there we go, then, you know, I can turn off the well of suffering, which is pretty cool. Saves me a bit of saves me a little bit of life essence. get you out there. Let's check what you're doing. See why you're not working. It's because I've got cobblestone in there, that's why it's not working. It's supposed to have smooth stone in there. Okay. So yeah, this setup works alright. I'm going to have all my rituals around here as well. We are looking for you. You can go back in there. So I just put that back in. What I do is I chunk load this area when I go into the nether with my bound shovel to collect that. And that keeps me going alright then. I mean, this one still, it's only just got through the iron. And this one looks to be plodding on like a trooper. But honestly, this one, once all the liquids are gone, this one's so much better. Doesn't matter how much stuff you put in here, it'll just quickly, because these pipes can hold a fair amount of liquid. I should really put a tank on each one just to show you how quickly it can clear. But once you know, take these items out of the hoppers, this setup is pretty much self-sustained. Don't need to worry too much about it. So we've got 190 buckets of stuff still in there. Yeah, I think it just looks, well, it looks the same really. But as I said, if you move this whole setup here, the sifters and the pulverizers, you know, look at the distances on these pipes. You could make this a lot smaller. I just set this up to show you how I would go about, you know, just automating the whole process from scratch. And I actually like this setup better than my other setup because, you know, it's maintenance free. I don't have to worry about it. The only thing I do have to worry about is this chest filling up. But obviously I've got an AE system over there, so, you know, I'd run this into an interface. I've got this one on vacuum mode, so all of the dust would always go through here anyway, and then they would go into the interface, and I would probably, you know, if I wanted to set this up somewhere else, I probably wouldn't have all this stuff just on the corner there. And this battery is pretty much dead, so I definitely need a tesseract there. So hopefully that system is alright. If it's not, give me a shout and I'll try and compact it and make it as efficient as possible. Because as I said, it's only got free dust that it's creating every pulverized cycle. I mean, it don't take long to pulverize, just a couple of seconds. So we're probably getting 1 dust a second. It's not quite enough to keep up with this. They've always got 1 dust in, even when they've run out. I mean, you can see they're going up each time. So it takes a while for them to fill out. But you could just have, you know, banks and banks of pulverizers. Like you could have, say, 10 pulverizers just crushing through netherrack or cobblestone, and then you could have 10 crushing gravel into sand, and then 10 crushing sand into the dust, and that would probably overproduce dust for 4 banks of autonomous activators. But this one, it just can't keep up just enough. Maybe if I had one more bank, it would probably be alright. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, please leave me a comment if it helped. If not, let me know and we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, take care. Till next time. Bye bye.